Okay, America, it's another episode of Multiple Personalities. I'm your host, Alexander Wolf. Hey, how are things going? Are you liking the current situation? Do you think we're in good shape here? It's not clear. But look, here's the thing. I began reading a book by, I think it's Frantz Fanon. Uh, Basically, it's called Wretched of the Earth. And it deals with the colonial policies of Europe, basically, and ultimately America, of course, too, but under a different guise. So, wake up, America. Colonization was one of the worst things that ever happened, and it was the Europeans who perpetrated it with all of their desires for empire and control and ultimate wealth, and proceeded to plunder the entire planet to whatever extent they could for all the wealth they could suck out of it, all the labor, slave labor, really, you know, there might have been a few kopecks exchanged, but other than that, the colonial victims were basically dirt poor and treated as less than human, simply put. And I don't give Europe much credit now as they step back and go, oh no, war, oh. Yes, it's a different generation, but, I can't, I have no sympathy, for Europe. Europe has created these problems, as well as now the United States, which was the inheritor of the European empires and became the most powerful of them all in the history of mankind in terms of wealth, at least, if not any other way. And then people are just aghast when there are consequences coming. So, did I do that? Yeah, you did. You did. And it's not all the American people by any stretch of the imagination. A lot of great people out and about are really just doing the best they can. And I've known many of them, particularly as in my career as a performer. I met a lot of people that I wouldn't otherwise have met, and for the most part, lovely people. I'm like George Carlin, though. I'm not terribly fond of groups of people or groupthink. But in any case, many Americans and decent people. But in our name, things are being done. And the people that they're being done to hold us all responsible. And if we don't oppose it or oppose things that we know are wrong, then in that sense we are all responsible. And so that's where we are. There's a price to be paid for the kind of power inherited from Europe and carried on by our leadership here, both in governance and corporate governance and religious governance. And it should not be a surprise that this is coming back to us, that there are people who will dedicate their lives to destroying this place. Of course, somebody like DJT and his sycophantic sociopaths are only too willing to help destroy this place, because that's part of the plan in terms of governance, and we don't need that. We just need the technocrats and the AI and the state religion to guide us through the destruction of the planet and most of the people on it. Isn't that nice? It's nice to have focused leadership. So in any case, that's what I have for you today. It's not great, but I think that people need to kind of understand where this is all leading and why. You can try and erase history all you want. You can fake it, pretend it didn't happen. You can do what you want. It's up to you. But history doesn't go away because you try to erase it. There's a lot of people who know what the actual histories are, no matter what you do and no matter what your claims are. So you're going to have to suck it up. Anyway, in general, I have to say, I love you. Stay strong. Help each other out. Love finds a way.